I have been getting quite a few coaching clients lately, more than I have like ever in my career of doing this work, and I've really been enjoying it. And so that means that my content and my focus will shift here on Patreon as well. I still plan on sharing my nude yoga videos, still sharing some of the nude yoga photos and maybe some cute sassy stuff. However, when it comes to my top tier patrons, which is most of you are subscribed to the highest tier, and I'm so thankful for that support. And on that tier right now is my foreplay series, actually, where there's a lingam massage video with neural massage and prostate massage that you get to see, which is probably one of the favorites. And also, I share a guided lingam flexing ritual with Melvin. And I think the other video is actually, I don't remember. Those are the only ones that I remember. I know there's a third one. I don't know if it's my breast massage one or if it's something else. Um, but I know there's at least three videos on there. But I'm making this video partly to let you guys know that those videos will slowly be disappearing because I'm starting to shift my content. But in its place, I've decided to do an art of stroking series because I did the art of stroking series on Instagram and people seem to really love that. So I think what I'm going to do, or what I've decided to do with this tier, is expand that content into more like long form content and make a series for patron on the art of stroking, where I actually explain in more depth what I have enjoyed, because this is coming from a woman's perspective, and what I feel like just by observation, either through witnessing what people are doing in play parties, which I don't have a lot of experience with that, or just my personal experience between like what I would call top tier strokers versus guys where I'm like, I like the feel of the penis inside me, but it's not driving me crazy or anything, or it takes a while, versus like when I've had experiences where I'm like, I'm about to cry, or I'm like, oh my gosh, like what is going on? There's a huge difference. Like when I say top tier strokers, I'm not just talking about like I only enjoyed having dick when I was enjoying top tier strokers. I am explaining like I didn't know I could have this type of experience. You know how some women are like, oh, like I've never come from vaginal penetration, and people don't understand how like when you see in the movies or in porn where the women are going wild and they're squirting and stuff. I'm talking about those types of experiences. Like, what did I see as the difference between the experiences where I was like coming over and over again, and where I was surprised at how good it felt, or tears came out my eyes? What was the difference that those guys did versus the ones where I did not feel that? And it's not related to size necessarily. I will say that girth does can play a significant role, but I think it has to do with less with size and more to do with like where you put the pressure, how present you are, what you're paying attention to, how you are like prepping a woman's body. All of those things mean so much more than like a very specific size. And so that's what I will be offering to my top tier members is an art of stroking series. That will be the first thing that I offer. And I'm not really sure what video I'm going to take down. It might be the lingam massage video. So if you have not watched all of those videos, or if you are in one of the lower tiers and you want to see what's in those videos, go ahead and do it. Because they will be gradually taken down. I don't know how quick I'm going to take them down. Probably every few weeks I'll take one down, but it's probably just going to be when I have a video to put in its place, or a series of videos to put in its place. So that's what I'll be working on. And I actually think that that will have more value to people in the long run, because instead of just witnessing, you know, what's going on, and seeing the example, which I do think is really important, But I think people will get more out of like having specific lessons about like how they can integrate, very specific things into the bedroom with their partners. I think a lot of people have been looking for that. I've just been intimidated to share that because I'm like, do I know enough? But now that I'm 45 and I've started to share some of the things and some of the experiences that I've had, I'm like, oh, okay, people are not having these same experiences, and I actually have a lot to offer when it comes to explaining like the mechanics of sex in my own way and the things that I feel like are most important. The other thing that I'm finding very interesting as I'm like observing people and the way that they experience sex is what you often find is people who think sex is good or really enjoy sex, even people that go to sex parties or practice BDSM. A lot of times they focus a lot on the physical part of sex, especially if I'm learning too. This is just from experience, what I've observed. If like, especially if they're West Indian or yeah, or come from the Caribbean, there's a lot of focus on the physical part of sex, the mechanics of sex. But if you are so focused on that part of sex, you are missing out on so much, especially as you get older, because you just have to get more and more wild in order to increase the pleasure and enjoy a variety. And I'm a yogi, and I'm very physically active. However, um, when I think about why sex was so good for me, it was the emotional connection and like the precision and the presence and like people paying attention within the physical moments. And this is why I think the art of making love is so much more important than like learning a particular position or learning um, a toy that you can bring, or all of those things they should be things that add, they should be cherry on the top, they should be the whipped cream, but they shouldn't be the core of how you enjoy sex, because you'll become numb too quickly, or you'll get bored too quickly, or you'll be searching for that like something more in everything else. It's like when something is void of soul or when something is void of spirit, it's instantly gratifying, but it's not long-term gratifying. And I think a lot of people mix the two, especially women. But I think men do too. I think men are just happy to get a nut. I think men are just happy to be in a woman's pussy and be next to a woman. That can be very gratifying. It's very gratifying to be next to a man and feel his warmth and feel his masculine energy. But there's so much more that you can experience. There's so much pleasure to experience. And that is what I'm going to share in my top tier, for my top tier patrons. I know some of you already missed the videos of my self-pleasure rituals that I shared. I've already taken those down. Some of you who are watching this video probably didn't even get to see them, though will not be coming back up. If you missed it, you missed it. But I do think that this will be more of the sex explained part of Patreon, which I think probably a lot of people are looking for. If you are in a $25 tier or a $9.99 tier, you'll still be getting the same thing. But I think that this is going to be a very exciting addition, because I think that this is what people are looking for and probably been waiting on me for a while, and I just have not done it because I haven't been confident enough. But now I'm confident enough, so you have that to look forward to. I just wanted to make this video to make everyone aware of what's going on with Patreon. I have been posting a little less lately, and it's just because I've been taking a lot of coaching clients and my focus has shifted. However, why this is good for you patrons, because I know more of what you guys need. So instead of me posting more often, I will be posting things that you can actually apply that I think that you guys are looking for. I'm still going to share some of the spiritual stuff and the tantra stuff, but what I'm adding to this in more detail with more context is actually how you can apply some of the more in-depth topics to lovemaking, which I think is what most people really want to know. So the other thing that I will be offering in my top tier, for my top tier members, and I might change the name, is I'm going to be taking questions and making videos. So if you have a question and you don't want to sign up for consultation, and you don't want to sign up for intimacy coaching, but you just maybe have like one question that you want to ask me, For my top tier members, it can't be anything too elaborate that takes a consultation and coaching to answer. But if there's like a plaguing question that you want to ask specifically about sex, it can be about me, just my personal perspective on certain things. You have a burning question that you want to ask. Someone sent me an email the other day asking me about is it okay that I'm having sex with my best friend? They just sent me an email. But for my top tier members, you will get that regularly. And what I will do is once a month, I will gather these questions up and make one full video answering the questions. Okay. I'm also thinking about creating an option for people who are not top tier members on my website. So if you want to ask a question, you have to pay separately for like a 15-minute video to answer the question, and it'll be a private thing. If you are interested in that, that's the next thing I'm going to do. I'm also thinking about offering some meditations, tantric meditations that people can access directly from my website and they can purchase. And these types of meditations are the type of meditations that I would guide my intimacy coaching clients through. People have access to that through direct purchase from my website. I'm going to be working on that in the next few weeks. So if you're interested in like being guided through yoni breathing or being guided through lingam flexing or being guided through womb clearing or womb activation or womb heart connection, I'll probably start off with offering maybe one or two meditations, and you'll be surprised how powerful these meditations can be because they are tantric. And unlike a lot of popular meditations that are out there, this is to guide you through embodiment and sensuality and sexual healing, which will have my own little unique twist on it. So those are the things I've been working on. That's the shift in the content that's going to be happening with Patreon. If you have any questions or if there are some things that you would like to see me offer on my website, or some things that you would like topics you would like me to discuss on here, I will take those things into consideration. But specifically for my top tier people, know that those videos that are up now that y'all probably really are enjoying, those explicit couple videos, which I'm taking those down for a couple of reasons. Like I said, my content is shifting. Also, those videos are very intimate. And I was talking to one of my clients this past weekend and they were like, oh, I could tell you were in a relationship with this person. And I was not in a relationship with Mel, who's in the video. It was more like a situationship, very, very brief little fling that we had, and we were working together. That's all it was. But there has been nothing super substantial that's gone on in the past year besides the video that we did. If you were subscribed earlier this year around March, we did the cunnilingus video series, and you probably noticed that I took that down as well. So because I don't want people to confuse my relationship status, and also just because I'm moving into a different phase of my career. And as I'm doing that and focusing on what I feel like people really need from me, and even what I enjoy and what's most emotionally fulfilling for me, I'm moving in that direction. And also, I think what especially some men don't understand is that women are very multifaceted. We don't talk about that a lot, but I had my OnlyFans phase that lasted for a couple years, and I was very hesitant to get on OnlyFans. But I actually enjoyed it. It was pretty cool until it wasn't emotionally fulfilling anymore. The problem with OnlyFans is it's just very transactional. A couple of you guys were asking me, are you going to get back on OnlyFans? Why haven't you posted on your OnlyFans? I actually do have an OnlyFans account for Sex Explained, but it was only because I didn't know what direction I was going to take my content. And I wanted to have a backup platform just in case Patreon got funny with my content. But now moving forward, I'm really moving into the educational piece to help people, because I think that's what a lot of you guys want. I mean, people love explicit content, especially men. I understand that. nude bodies are always alluring. Being able to see the very intimate moments of pleasure from individuals is very alluring. But I've already done a lot of that work, not super explicit, maybe in the sense of like what you've seen from other creators or other OnlyFans women. But I have shared a lot of my body. I've shared a lot of very intimate moments in my own way, the way I felt comfortable. And now I'm moving into a phase of where I'm not just sharing from a place of example or embodiment, but I'm also sharing from a place of like, okay, now I'm ready to teach you guys how to cultivate like really beautifully curated, sensual, intimate sessions with your partners, because I think it's very, very much needed. And my hope is that if you guys respond very well to this type of content, I can eventually start to do retreats and in-person events where we get down into the nitty-gritty, and I do demonstrations either with other couples or with myself. I think sometimes teaching and being the person that's demonstrated can be a little distracting. That's also what I'm learning. Like, we still need to grow up as a collective. So I probably, hopefully, will be able to work with models or even just clients or people who just want me to guide them, and people will be able to watch in kind of exclusive settings. But I've learned that I have to create and curate those spaces, because even trying to curate these type of demonstrations, you know, these kind of explicit, very intimate demonstrations within play parties or stuff like that, it's still not quite the right environment. I'm definitely going to have to curate and host my own spaces. But the exciting thing about that is I don't think that exists, especially for us in the urban community. White people have it a little bit. It's lacking soul most of the time. So it's a space that I'm really excited, in a lane that I'm really excited to create for myself, because I think there's a need for it that hasn't been met yet. So I'm excited about that. And hopefully you guys will continue with me on my journey, and I hope you're still enjoying the content. But this is a warning. Those videos that are up right now that you guys are probably enjoying, they're going to be gone. But in its place, the first series is going to be the art of stroking, and there will be more to come. And I think you guys actually will probably get a lot more out of those series of videos. So again, if you have any questions, leave them below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.